Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Mark Fuller. This is TeamAlliance. I have a quick educational video, a frequently asked question. Can you earn a six-figure income part-time trading the markets? Can you earn a six-figure income part-time trading the markets? The simple answer is yes. I'm actually going to make the argument that you're more likely to earn a six-figure income if you do it part-time. Now, what do I mean by that? Many people ultimately want to pursue trading as their career. In other words, they want to do it full-time. I personally do it full-time. And anything that you do that requires everything that goes on to come from you is like a blessing and it's a curse for some people at the same time. It's a curse for you. And when I say that, I'm not being, condescending by saying that. I know that it's a phrase that people use, and I'm using the association that you would get from that phrase. In other words, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time. What you want to do, because everything is dependent on you, you really want to dedicate the necessary time within your day to train, to learn the market, and to position yourself to earn once you have an adequate amount of skill in order to apply that skill specifically every single day. And I don't necessarily mean actually taking trades. I more so mean being able to take a look at the market, see if there is opportunity for you based on the way that you're trading, and then ultimately apply your training, apply your skill, and you either get a trade or you don't get a trade for that day. One of the things that people often associate with what we do is actually always, being in the market and taking a trade. That is not necessarily always the case at all. Y'all excuse me as I'm watching the market simultaneously as I create this content. All right, gonna monitor that. Got another few seconds, so we're gonna see what this one does. All right, that one looks good. This is an example. That fast I was able to take a trade. The trade is over with. I literally was in that trade for 29 seconds. Not even. No, I was in the trade for about 35 seconds. Excuse me. I'm looking at the actual time that I entered to the time that it ended. 35 seconds. But anyway, so let me continue on with my content. It's not about taking trades. It's about positioning yourself to take profitable trades. And that's it. If the market is not positioned to produce a profitable trade for you when you're on the chart looking, and don't get me wrong, if you're doing it part-time, that is exactly what it is. You're doing it in your spare time, when you have time to look at the charts, watch the market, and see if the market is presenting you with opportunity at the time that you're on the charts. So I know that many of you try to squeeze, training and watching the market and practicing into your schedule for the day. The bottom line is that you are more likely to be successful with this if you slow everything down in terms of what you're learning, meaning that you don't try to speed up any part of the process. You don't try to speed up the learning process. You don't try to speed up the training process. And you don't try to speed up when you're in position to apply and execute the training in the actual market once you have reached that point. However long it takes is however long it takes. Don't put things in a limitation of time, because you're going to put yourself in a vulnerable position by the market, because you're going to overexpose yourself to the market, and you're going to not focus on what you're learning and what you're being trained to do. Okay? So I hope this didn't cut off. Someone trying to call me, but they gotta wait. Focusing on what you're being trained to do. And I'm speaking in terms of training, because that's what I do. I train people to trade the markets successfully. I'm not training you to just take a bunch of trades and keep your fingers crossed. Oh, I hope I win this. I'm going to train you to win. And if you can't win, you're not going to trade. That's how I'm going to train you. Whether you execute that or not is going to be up to you ultimately, but there's no reason for you not to. So if this is something that you're doing part-time because you have a full-time job, you have a family, you have things that you do every day, I understand. But understand that ultimately at the end of the road for this skill is your time freedom and your financial freedom. So I want you to determine for yourself what's more, what's the value of time freedom for you. And when you really put that into perspective, you'll stop rushing this process of learning. You have to. You're gonna have to stop rushing the process of learning. People want everything to come to them in a month. No. This is not gonna take you a month, homie. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not going to take you a month. It's not going to take you 6 months. I'll dare to say it's not going to take you a year. It's going to take you a year just to get the knowledge and learn how to execute the skill aspect of it and prove that you have the skill. That alone is a year. That alone is a year. Keep my eye on things right now. So, because this is what it takes, in other words, you can't shortcut the process. You're going to have to go through the process the way that the market brings you through the process. And I hope that that makes sense to you. You're literally going to have to allow the market to bring you through, because the market is the very thing that dictates everything that goes on. It dictates everything that goes on. Like, there's no shortcut, there's no in between, and you can't speed anything up. You have to go with the flow of how the market is operating. Oh, well, Mark, is this a good time of the year to trade? The market's going to determine that. I don't know. Historically, oh, well, it's good to take off time in the summer. Okay, so take off time. Am I going to take off time? No. I'm going to observe the markets, and when opportunities are presented, I'll be there to take them. Summer, winter, spring, fall. All year. That's a good video, actually. That's going to be some good content right there. Talking about the cyclical nature of the market and when the best times to trade are. What time of the year is the best time to trade? That's going to be a good video right there. If I can remember, I'll do that tomorrow. But listen, you have to accept the fact that the market dictates. You don't dictate. You cannot say, well, I'm going to learn everything that I need to know in a couple of months, and then I'll be able to trade and I'll make $300 a day. It doesn't work like that. The reason that I'm even making this video is because I'm putting this in a frame and in a perspective so that you can see and have an actual plan, have an actual vision and something to reach for. Six-figure income is something that you can reach for, but it's going to require that you commit your time. I don't care if it's an hour a day. I don't care if it's 20 minutes a day. You're going to have to commit time to training, to watching and observing the market at some point, and to ultimately practicing, on a demo account, actually putting into practice what you're learning through the training process. You add all of those things up, by the time you get to the point where your patience and discipline levels are where they need to be, you'll know to never, ever, ever execute anything in the market unless the market gives you permission to do so, because your job and the skill that you have created within yourself is the patience to wait for the market to give it to you, instead of trying to force something onto the market that the market is not willing to give you at the time. Every time that you try that, you try forcing something on the market, that's when you're vulnerable. That's when it can go either way. You'll win, maybe, or you're likely to lose also. So what you're being trained to do when you join TeamAlliance and get into training with us, you're being trained to ultimately win, but you're being trained to win when the market is positioning you to win. You see the difference? We're only going to be in the market when the market gives us permission to be in it, because our goal is a win. Our goal is profits. So what is it that we need to do in order for those profits to come? We need to wait for the market to give us the permission, the go ahead, the green light. And if the market does not give us that, what do? Nothing. That's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, but that's what you're going to have to accept if you want the consistency to be able to anticipate a six-figure income within a year. Of course, everything is possible. The real question is, are you likely to do it? And the only way that you'll be likely to do it is if you put yourself in position to do it. And the only way to do that is through training, time, your commitment to it, and then ultimately positioning yourself by executing what you have been trained to do. Primarily applying patience and discipline when you're observing the market and you're waiting for opportunities to come to you. And that's a powerful thing. So that's what it is that we do on TeamAlliance. And that really is the answer to the question. Can you earn a six-figure income trading the markets? Yeah. Will you earn a six-figure income? That's up for debate, because that's going to be determined by you. And it's better that I tell you the truth than try to create a facade, an imaginary thing that everyone believes that they can do, when in reality, you have no self-awareness. So you don't realize that you don't have the necessary patience, and you're not willing to train to acquire the necessary patience to do this successfully. And that's what goes on. So I would never steer you in that direction. I'm always going to point you in the right direction, because in the end, the truth is always going to win. I'd rather tell you the truth than to lie to you just so you can get into training with me. I could care less whether you train with me or not. All I know is that I have the training set up to provide you with the necessary tools, education, all of the things, the elements that you need are within the training that we provide. It's there, everything you need. You need reinforcement. You need a group around you that is going to hold you accountable. You need the training to reinforce the live training. You need the live training to reinforce the video training. You need the group chat so that you can be exposed to other people in training, see their growth and development, and gauge yours at the same time. Hold them accountable as they hold you accountable. This is how you become part of a community of people who are winning. This is what's going on. And it's just going to continue to grow. So, you know, I'm glad. It's my pleasure to be able to provide this information and this education, because I know that it's valuable. It's not a question of whether this is valuable information or not. It's a question of whether or not you are ready. If you're not ready, don't waste your time. Be self-aware. Know yourself. You know you ain't got the patience and you don't got the time right now. Don't do it now. Wait. Continue to watch these educational videos, though, because they make, you know, the moment might come where it just snaps for you. And it's like, oh, you know what? I'm ready. And then when you're ready, I'm here waiting for you. So anyway, I hope that this was valuable for you. I know that it was, in fact, and I definitely appreciate you guys watching the content. Engaging. If you have an Ask Mark Anything question, feel free to post that question underneath the video. You have a comment, you want to give feedback, you know, whatever it is that you want to share, just feel free, share it underneath. If you're looking at this on Facebook, connect with me on Facebook, send me a friend request. That's the fastest way to reach me, actually. If you want to get into training, or you just want to, you know, connect with me, do it on Facebook. Send me a friend request. If you want to get into training, I'll get you set up with training ASAP. Training is $35 a month. Super affordable on purpose. You get way more than what it is that you're actually paying for. The value is retarded, but the training is designed to actually get you where you need to be in order to be successful with this as a career, or whether you're doing it part-time. Because I can assure you, you might be doing it now part-time, but ultimately you're going to want to do this full-time. Because if you earn enough, which you will, if you follow what you're being trained to do, you will earn enough money to leave your job. You will. It's really just a matter of you committing to the process and not rushing it. Take your time. That's it. You do that and you'll be successful, and you'll position yourself to leave your job and to do this full time if that's what it is that you want to do. All right. So anyway, what else I got? The educational playlist will be underneath this video. So when you click on that, there's way more educational videos in the playlist that you can watch. Just continue to watch them, you know, get value, educate yourself, get the knowledge before you even get into training with me. The 1-a-day challenge playlist, you'll also see that underneath. Those are the trades that I take each day in the challenge. And, you know, I'm just documenting the process. I've slowed it down on purpose even more, because I want to show you what it looks like just by spreading everything out over time and not rush. Oh, I got to get a trade today. Oh, you know, I got to get one a day. Who cares if you get one a day or not? That's the whole point. It's not about you necessarily getting one trade a day or 3 trades a day or one trade. It doesn't matter. Are you profitable? Period. Are you making money? No, you're losing. All right, you're not ready. You need to continue to train. You need to really work on your patience, and you need to work on being consistent, wanting to be consistently profitable instead of always wanting to be in the market. Don't do that. That's what we're training you to unlearn. A lot of you already think like that. You got to unlearn that and learn something that's going to keep you focused so that you can be profitable, period. That's it. So reach out to me, 914-979-2317. You'll see me out there on all the platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, I'll be getting on soon, Facebook, YouTube. TeamAlliance is all over the place. All right. So this is Mark Fuller. Glad you guys enjoyed and engaged and watched the video. Some of you I'll see in training soon. Everyone else, continue to observe and watch the educational content and get value. Deuces. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. Peace. God bless.